Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this tutorial I'll be demonstrating how to create this candy cane themed Christmas cake. This is a video collaboration with Mark from Epic Confections, who has prepared this incredible cake for you guys. Let's see what he's up to.
Hi Rosie, how are you?
Hey Mark, going good. How are you going?
Not bad. I was just in the middle of making this candy cane cake.
I'm just about to get started myself, creating something special. I did see your candy cane cake and it looked amazing. So just for all you guys watching, definitely head on over to Mark's channel and check out that candy cane cake. It is seriously epic stuff. So who's eating your cake now?
I will probably divide that cake between my husband, my mom and dad, and possibly freeze some of it. Well, I am so excited to be collabing with you again, and I'm so excited to see your amazing candy cane cake. I can't wait.
On that note, let's get started. I have a 7-inch cake, in fact I have 2 of them. I'm leveling them off and then cutting them both in 3 sections, so we have 6 layers of cake in total. I've taken a cookie cutter, this is a square shape, preferably you could use circle shape for this anyway, and just cutting out the middle of 5 of the layers. So one layer is going to remain intact, and that's going to be the layer to cover the whole cake at the very top. With a 10-inch cake board, apply some buttercream to stick your first layer on top, and then fill in as you normally would, as if you were filling a regular cake. Also do the crumb coat inside that hole as you go, otherwise it might be a little bit difficult trying to get deep enough into that hole when it's all stacked. Apply the next layer, and just continue these steps until you reach the very top. Again, making sure to pop that crumb coat right in the center. And before you put on your very last layer, add in your little surprise elements. So these are just candy coated chocolates in the Christmas colors. Make sure the chocolates don't reach any higher than where the frosting ends. Pop on that last layer and then create a crumb coat around the whole cake. This is a thin layer of frosting, goes around the whole cake to trap in any crumbs, and I've used my hybrid buttercream frosting. Recipe is in the description box below, or a link to the recipe. Clean off the sides and the top of your cake and pop it into the fridge to set for at least 20 minutes before you add on your last layer of frosting. The last layer of frosting I've added is actually green, so I've tinted it with some Jala food colour. Starting at the top and now creating a film of buttercream around the whole cake. Because we are going to be adding sprinkles all over it, it doesn't really need to be incredibly neat, so you don't have to be too pedantic about whether it has grooves or not. It's all going to be covered. Clear off the sides with your scraper and then the very top of your spatula. And this is important, pop it into your fridge again to set for at least 20 minutes or in your freezer for 10 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to create our mask. This is go-between, or also known as freezer film. You can also use baking paper. I've cut it in half and then cut like a semicircle, so when I open it up, it's the same on either side. I've used red, yellow and green sprinkles for this, and I had a couple of different varieties of shapes and colors. I've blended them all together to make my own kind of custom blend of sprinkles. And I'm going to apply a little bit of shortening all over one side of the freezer film or go-between. This is going to help it to stick to our cake without messing up our buttercream. Our cake frosting is nice and set. I'm going to apply that film, shortening side facing down, and I'm just going to massage the very edges of that on the cake very, very gently. Once that's on there, you can start applying your sprinkles onto your cake. I grab a whole bunch in my hand, I tilt my cake towards the bowl, and I travel up the cake slowly and imprinting all the sprinkles on the side of my cake. Once you get to that mask, no worries, it will not stick to the center. You can just go on as normal all the way around, and then add some at the very top too. I like to push it on the very top of the cake, kind of let it go right up to the edge, and with a small pincer I'm taking one corner and peeling downwards as close as I can to the frosting. Clean up, if you need to, any areas with a spatula, and then pipe on some decorations at the very top. I'm using a 1M tip. It's great to hide the seam between where the sprinkles end on the side of the cake and where they start on the top of the cake. You'll always have a little bit of a gap there, so it's a good idea to cover it with some decoration. I've gone in with green, red and yellow, and it's also been coloured with gel food colours. There wasn't quite enough space there, so I just used a spatula to move that little dollop to the side so I could fit in my yellow one. I've added some little red candy coated chocolate in between each one for some added detail. Here is some fondant coloured in red, and I'm just going to roll it into a long log and use a fondant smoother to help me keep it all uniform in shape. Once I have one in red and white, cut it to size and then stick the two logs together with a little bit of water on a brush. Give them a twist on opposite ends so they start to resemble a candy cane kind of pattern. You can make it as saturated or as thin as you like. The more you twist, the more saturated the pattern will be. Go around with your fondant smoother to make sure that it's all uniform in a log and doesn't have any dents in it. And then cut it to size. Let it sit on your counter for at least 10 minutes so it's nice and firm by the time you put on the cake. That way it doesn't lose shape. And stick it on with a little bit of water. I'm going to create a little shell border using number 21 tip by Loyal. It's like a star tip. And going all around using that sprinkle line as my guide. For some last bit of detail, I've taken some edible gold driggies and added them along that frame on the outside and also on the inside too. I found adding them on the inside was more effective because it was more of a contrast and they didn't get lost in the sprinkles. And that is how you create a really fun to do sprinkles cake with the sprinkles masked off at the front. Very easy technique, a little bit daunting because you know you're touching buttercream and you think, oh, what if when I take it off it's gonna mess up my buttercream? That's why we have to make sure that we set it up first in the freezer for a little bit or in the fridge. I cannot wait to cut into this cake and see everything spill out of it. Ooh, let's get rid of that little red one. Make sure I'm cutting deep enough. Ooh, I can feel the chocolates. And I want to make sure to get ample spillage seen here, so I'm going to make this slice extra big. Woo! That is so perfect. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and give it a go. If you do, don't forget to tag me, Rosie's Dessert Spot on Instagram so I can see it as well. Just like these amazing creations. We have Cakes by Catherine M, Brianna Lostrada, HBS_cakery, and fondant_boutique.
Thanks everybody for watching, and don't forget to check out the amazing cake by Epic Confections. He's created something super special for you guys, so head on over, subscribe, and check out his video.
Thanks, Rosie.
Thanks, Mark. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, Bella.
The link to that video will be in the description box below or in the card right at the end of this video. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you guys again next week. Bye for now. The link to that video will be linked in the description. Hashtag Rosie's Desserts. We have Catherine. We have Cakes by Catherine M.